Hello and welcome to part 3 of our Monster Mayhem composing session. Here we are going to mix and master the cue, and because I'm using the template which I have explained in this video over there, when I unhide I will be able to see all the reverb and stems that I've already got set up. So if you like this sort of thing, don't forget like and subscribe, always appreciated. Now, something I've noticed is the output level is actually clipping. So we're at 1.7. So I'm going to have to go through and lower the mix volumes of these tracks. But I've got to be careful because I do have automation, and specifically volume automation, on a lot of these tracks. If that is there, just moving the fader won't make any difference, because the next time it comes across an automation for the volume, it will just move the fader back to where it was. So if there is automation, I actually need to come in and move the automation inside the track. So something to be aware of if you've done automation before this stage. That's the first thing I'm going to do, is get the volume so we've got some headroom. The reason I need headroom is because when we master it, we need to have that space. Okay, see you when I've sorted that out. Okay, so the way I've gone through this is soloing each track at a time and adding in the automation that I felt sounded right. As it turns out, when I've got to the end now, I can unsolo everything. We're back to the normal track, and if I just check this loudest end section, we're only getting to -2.4. That's not a massive amount of room, considering we're also going to be adding reverb to some of these tracks in a second. But the next step is to group these into what are going to become our stems. So I'll need to put the high strings and the low strings together. I'm probably going to need hits, percussion and effects, but I'll color code everything and group them together from top to bottom, so we are ready to start using our template. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've moved things around and grouped them together. So from top to bottom, we've got strings, then brass, then synths, then I've got the hits on their own, then we've got the percussion, and finally there's going to be an effects group. Next thing to do is unhide from our template the reverbs and the stems. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I route each of the instruments to the correct stem and reverb. So let me do this quickly for the strings. The output of the track needs to go to the stem 1, and if we need any reverb, we're going to put the send to reverb 1. Once I've done that for each of the instruments, and as I go down the list, the track list in the left hand side, the numbers will just go up incrementally. So bus 21, then it will be bus 22 and so on. And the sends will do the same because of the way we set it up. So it'll be bus 11, then it'll be bus 12 for the next group, 13 and so on. So that makes it nice and easy for us to route, but I won't make you endure the pain of me doing that, and I'll be back when I've finished. Okay, so everything is going to the right place now. I've also renamed the reverbs as string reverb and string stem so that we know where everything is going. What I now need to do is add any reverb that I want for any of the individual tracks by turning up the send level. I'm going to do that one group at a time, and remember, at the moment we won't hear anything in playback because everything is going to these audio stems. To be able to hear them, I need to put them into input monitoring mode. So from there, I can go to my string section and add any reverb I'd like. I know I need to be quite careful in this case because we haven't got that much headroom to play with, and adding reverb is going to take that up before the mastering chain. Being a bit careful, and also with strings, remember you can get away with more reverb on the higher strings than the lower strings, which are likely to build up a bit more resonance. So I'll see you when I've added some reverb to all these. Okay, so you can probably see that I've added some reverb, mainly to the strings and brass to bring them into one space. I didn't really need to do much on the synths. Probably the metal bucket hits were the ones that I needed to add the reverb to put them again in the same space. The other percussion elements I've left alone because they do have quite a lot of reverb on them anyway. What we need to do is now print our stems. So we come out of input monitoring, go into record mode. I'm just going to go back to the beginning, press record and watch the stems appear. Don't forget to leave it going at the end so that you definitely get all the ring out and reverb that is there. Okay, see you in a sec. Hooray, we are nearly there. We've got our 6 stems now bounced, come out of record mode. We are ready to put the cycle range around the entire track, so it's going to be somewhere around there for the ending, all the way back to the beginning. And also I'm going to show the output track so that I can add a MIDI fade just to make sure we get out correctly at the end. So we're going to show the output track, put in a MIDI region and just use automation to do a volume fade exactly where we need it. So I'll see you when I've done that. And there we have it. A Monster Mayhem cue. Now I put the Logic Mastering Assistant on. I wasn't sure how brutal this was going to be, but it's actually been quite kind. I've just listened through to it and I'm going to play it for you as an outro. What I'll do is leave the mixer visible, so as it goes along you'll be able to see the automation on the faders, and towards the end notice that obviously they all come up because it's getting louder. Even though we're not actually hearing those tracks, we're actually hearing the audio stems, but you'll still see the faders moving. Okay, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, always appreciated. See you in the next one. Bye for now.